Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. Dragon, the most mysterious and bearded guy in the world, founded the Revolutionary Army after the chaos of God Valley, motivated by an epic shot at a celestial dragon and the mission to protect Shanks and Shamrock. This revelation comes straight from the scorching spoilers of chapter 1160, mixing hints from the manga, secrets of the Void Century, and a touch of family drama that will make your straw hat fly. I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. Guys, it all starts 38 years ago in the heart of the chaos of God Valley, a place that looks like a resort for the celestial dragon, but is really a bloody battlefield. In chapter 1160, titled The God Valley Incident, Oda takes us back to this apocalyptic event, revisiting Kuma's flashback from chapter 1095, but with twists that will make your brain spin. Here, the celestial dragons start their hunting game, a sadistic tradition where slaves and natives become prey for the nobles of Marijois. And it's in this hell that Dragon, young and already looking like someone who doesn't take nonsense, shoots a celestial dragon to protect Kuma, a buccaneer from the Davy family, revealed in 1160 as the same race as Kuma. Picture the scene. Dragon, probably a rookie marine or a renegade since he's Garp's son, chapter 432, sees the celestial dragons hunting Kuma like an animal. In chapter 1095, Kuma, still a child, is enslaved in God Valley, and the brutality of the nobles shocks even the toughest. Dragon, hot-blooded and with a sense of justice too big for his chest, draws a gun and bam, shoots one of these untouchable gods. Fun to imagine him aiming with one eye half closed, like, you think you're a god? Take a bullet to learn humility. That shot not only saves Kuma, but plants the seed of revolution. Dragon realizes the system is rotten to the core. Chapter 1160 revisits 1095 with new layers. While Roger and Garp fight the Rock's pirates, Dragon's act is a turning point. He's not just saving Kuma, he's declaring war on the system that allows such cruelty. This moment later connects to chapter 589, where Dragon, already a revolutionary leader, rescues Sabo and vows to overthrow the celestial dragons. The shot in God Valley was the trigger, both literal and figurative, to create the Revolutionary Army, a force to end the tyranny of the gods. Now, the theory gets a touch of family drama that's pure Oda juice. In chapter 1160, a mysterious red-haired woman, the mother of Shanks and Shamrock, appears in God Valley, begging Dragon to protect her children's future. This scene hits like a punch to the stomach. Shanks, future Yonko, and Shamrock, a new character who could be a brother or a clone Oda loves of these bombs, are babies in the middle of chaos. The mother, with hair shining like a beacon, sees Dragon shoot the celestial dragon and recognizes a guy brave enough to change the world. Think of the madness. In chapter 1096, Roger finds Shanks in a chest in God Valley, but we don't know how he got there. The theory says the red-haired mother, knowing the danger of the hunting game, entrusted her children to Dragon before disappearing, maybe killed or captured. At the end of 1160, Dragon saves Shanks and Shamrock, carrying both as he escapes the massacre. Fun? Imagine Dragon, bearded even as a young man, with two screaming red-haired babies in his arms, running while celestial dragons shoot lasers. Calm down, little rascals. Uncle Dragon's in charge. This vow to protect Shanks and Shamrock becomes the second pillar of the Revolutionaries, not just to overthrow tyrants, but ensure a free future for the next generations. In chapter 434, Whitebeard says Shanks comes from a noble family. What if the mother was a renegade celestial, like Nefertari Lily, chapter 1085, who rejected Marijois? By saving her children, Dragon takes on the mission to protect the inherited will of the deep, connecting to chapter 589, where he trains Sabo to continue this fight. Shanks and Shamrock's mother plants the idea that freedom is a legacy, and Dragon carries that burden. The hunting game of the celestial dragons, revealed in chapter 1160, is the kind of thing that even makes Luffy lose his appetite. In chapter 1095, we see that God Valley was a sadistic playground. Slaves like Kuma and Ivankov were hunted for fun, while Rocks tried to profit from the chaos, and Roger with Garp tried to stop the madness. Dragon, in the middle of this, witnesses the worst face of humanity, or rather the fake divinity of the celestial dragons. His shot at a noble isn't just instinct, it's a revolt against a system that treats lives like trophies. Picture the scene. In 1160, while the Holy Knights, guys like Horned Yeti, looking like from a B-grade fantasy movie, patrol the game, Dragon sees Kuma running, hurt, with a celestial laughing behind him. He draws the gun and shoots, probably the first direct attack on a god in centuries. Fun to imagine Garp fighting Roger, chapter 1096, seeing his son and shouting, "Dragon, you brat! That's going to get you locked up." But this act defines Dragon. In chapter 432, Sabo Sabo says the revolutionary leader hates injustice. God Valley was the spark where he saw that only a revolution can fix the world. The hunting game connects to chapter 1085, where Emu, the boss of the empty throne, shows contempt for human life. Dragon's mission is born there, to overthrow the celestial dragons and their cruel games, starting with the shot that saved Kuma and echoing in chapter 589 when he officially founds the revolutionaries. The request of the red-haired mother is the emotional heart of the theory. In chapter 1160, she entrusts Shanks and Shamrock to Dragon, perhaps knowing she wouldn't survive the massacre. This promise transforms Dragon from an impulsive vigilante into a leader with a greater purpose. At the end of the chapter, he saves the children, running through the chaos of God Valley while the Rocks pirates and Roger fight in the background. Shanks, who becomes a Yonko, chapter 434, and Shamrock, a mystery, maybe a future villain, are protected by Dragon's courage. Picture the emotion. Dragon, with a baby in each arm, dodging attacks from the Holy Knights. Chapter 1160, all presented, including Horned Yeti. He vows, "These kids will live free, even if I have to burn Marie-Joie." Fun to imagine Shanks, years later, chapter 1054, using supreme hockey and vaguely remembering a bearded man who saved him. In chapter 1096, Roger adopts Shanks, but Dragon's role was to ensure he made it to the Oro Jackson. The theory suggests the revolutionaries were born to protect this future, not just Shanks, but everyone suffering under the celestial dragons. In chapter 100, Dragon appears in Logtown saving Luffy, showing that he carries this vow to protect the inherited will. Shamrock, still an enigma, may reappear in Elbaf chapter 1158, hints of redheads, possibly as an ally or rival. But Dragon's mission began with them. The shot in God Valley and the promise to protect Shanks and Shamrock are the pillars of the revolutionary army. In chapter 589, Dragon explains to Sabo that he wants to free the world from oppression. The theory connects this to God Valley. The hunting game showed him the rot of the celestial dragons, and the request from the red-haired mother gave him a personal reason. In chapter 1084, Sabo sees Emu on the empty throne, confirming that the ultimate enemy is the system Dragon faced at 17 years old. Fun to imagine Dragon telling the revolutionaries, "It all started because I shot a golden jerk and promised to take care of 2 red-haired brats." In chapter 1115, Vegapunk reveals that the world is sinking because of ancient wars. Dragon's fight is to prevent that from happening again. His revolution, born in God Valley, is meant to protect the future of Kuma, Shanks, Shamrock, and even Luffy. After all, what Dragon did in God Valley was not just a simple act of resistance, but the starting point for a global movement that would change the course of history. By shooting a celestial dragon and saving Kuma, he not only became an enemy of the nobles, but also a symbol of rebellion and courage. In chapter 1160, Oda brings this theory to life in a grand way, with details that shed light on the true origin of the revolutionary army and Dragon's role in protecting the future of an entire generation. The shot in God Valley was, in fact, the key to something much bigger than a simple confrontation. Dragon saw for the first time the rot of the celestial dragons in its cruelest and most unbearable form. The brutality of the hunting game and the inhumane treatment of humans as if they were disposable objects sparked the flame of revolution in him. He could no longer remain just a spectator or, like his father Garp, fight for a system that allowed such atrocities. Instead, Dragon rose as a leader, a visionary who believed that the only way to save the world was to destroy the pillars of oppression and tyranny represented by the celestial dragons. And this is where the presence of Shanks and Shamrock becomes even more significant. The moment Dragon receives the red-haired mother's request to protect her children, he is not only committing to a greater cause, but also to a personal promise. The vision of Shanks' future, still a baby, one day becoming one of the greatest pirates in the world, symbolizes a new beginning. Shamrock, his mysterious brother or clone, represents an unknown factor in the future, but somehow will also be an essential part of the legacy Dragon began to build. The most impressive thing about all this is how much this seemingly simple moment shapes the future of One Piece. The shot in God Valley and Dragon's promise to protect Shanks and Shamrock become the pillars of the revolutionary army, an army that to this day fights for the downfall of the world government. They are not just fighting the tyrants or monsters, but a system rooted in oppression, remaining strong, fueled by centuries of corruption. In the end, Dragon is much more than a revolutionary leader. He is a symbol of hope for those who have no voice. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.